Okay, I think we can go ahead and get going on this one. So greetings, everyone. So welcome to our session, which is actually, we called it the listening session, and from BRAINSTEM, and we have invited today one of our distinguished professors in BUET. He has done many things, and I'm not going to overwhelm you with his number of accolades or anything, but I would like to actually point it out, the few things is uh, Professor Zaman Talukdar is uh, associated with Electrical and Electronic Engineering of BUET, and his remarkable work is he's the founding director of the Research and Innovation Center for Science and Engineering, RISE at BUET. Who, that this institution has been trying for the last couple of years to essentially establish itself as one of the toe-to-toe, I would say that competitor of any of the North American research institutions. He is the first chairholder of the UNESCO chair in Bangladesh on industry integration in higher education system. He was a visiting professor at the University of Maryland, where he also did his PhD back in 2010. And he was a distinguished Marie Curie individual fellow with the University of Leeds, UK, between 2016 and 2018. He's an honorary fellow at the Hong Kong Polytechnic Institute from 2013 to 2015. He's an honorary visiting academic in the City University of London, UK, in 2023. He's also a senior member of IEEE and served as the president of the IEC National Committee, Bangladesh, from 2020 to 2022. He also serves as a member of the board and executive committee of the Smart Bangladesh Task Force Subcommittee, BSMR, Novo Theatre, A2I Innovation Fund, Grants for Advanced Research in Education, GARE, on the Ministry of Education, and Special Research Grants of the Ministry of Science and Technology. He's an advisor to the FBCCI Innovation and Research Center, published more than 100 articles in highly reputed journals and conferences. He has earned significant research funds in Bangladesh, USA, and EU. His general research area is optoelectronics and photonics. Of course, at a personal level, a very close friend. We were in the same class in BUET. But I don't want to contaminate his reputation with that part. But the Anis, it's your forum. Please go ahead, share your slides and talk about it, and then we will be asking you some questions. And it's going to be a recorded session. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Professor Mustafa, for inviting me. I hope everyone can hear me, right?
Yes.
And I think all of us from Bangladesh and probably most of us from BUET.
Yes, so all of are of Bangladeshi origin, definitely.
Right. And this is very informal gathering. So maybe it's okay if we talk in Bangla, right?
I would suggest that in English, because we are recording, so the transcript actually, the transcripting of MS Teams and Zoom does not have
okay,
Bengali.
all right.
That's fine.
It's also okay.
Thank you.
So I took it rather a little bit more informally. So it's completely okay. So let's start. I would not take much time. I would talk what initiatives we have been pursuing for last 4 years or so in BUET. Specifically, I would be talking, or mostly I would be talking about our initiatives in Research and Innovation Center for Science and Engineering at BUET that we started in 2020, September 2020 in BUET. So one particular example I have given several times in many discussions previously. I would start with that particular example here as well. So when I was in University of Leeds back in 2018, probably that was July 2018, I was thinking about writing a grant proposal in collaboration with some of
Sorry to
collaborators.
interrupt. Just a second. Are you moving the slides?
No, no,
Okay,
not.
okay, okay. No problem. Thanks. Sorry.
So I am just trying to give a short background about why it was needed to start this initiative. So when I was in Leeds, toward the end of my medical fellowship in Leeds, I was thinking about writing a grant proposal with a few of my collaborators at US at that moment. That was a grant proposal we're thinking to submit to NIH. I guess all of you are familiar with few call proposals that allow LMIC, low and middle income countries. So Bangladesh can, BUET from Bangladesh can participate in those calls as a partner. So I was trying to participate in one of those calls. So that's probably the submission deadline was somewhere toward the end of August, and I was supposed to be landing in BUET or in Bangladesh toward the middle of August. So probably there was a gap of 8 to 10 days from the deadline and when I will be arriving at BUET. So since there was no specific office at BUET at that moment, who would be taking care of those administrative things that would be required for submitting that kind of proposal. There are some administrative things that would need to be taken care of for NIH. So there was no such office at that moment. So if you want to submit a proposal, so through which office you would have to navigate. There is no specific guideline. There is no specific office. And even at BUET, the leading technology university, engineering and technology university in Bangladesh. So for that particular reason, actually, I had to actually leave that idea to submit that grant proposal. So that was the scenario at that moment back in 2020 of BUET. There was no specific office that could support you when you would be submitting a grant proposal. And you know that how meritorious BUET students are, and definitely most of the faculty members are also very capable of doing good things. But since due to the socioeconomic condition, they get deviated from the right path. They don't spend much time in research and innovation. They do some other things. They do consultancy. Sometimes they get involved in part-time teaching. So it was felt that some additional drives need to be taken from the administrative end back in 2020. So when our when a new vice chancellor took office back in 2020, Professor Satya Prasad Majumdar, actually he formed a committee back in 2020. He called it Research and Innovation Committee, and he asked me to serve the committee as a member secretary, as the member secretary of the committee. And we did a lot of brainstorming. We also talked with several of our alumni who are working around the world, including several faculty members, our alumni faculty members in North America at that particular moment. And we thought that how we could support and promote research activities at BUET. And that was sort of the basic idea to start a center in BUET. We thought that we need a particular office, we need a dedicated center at BUET that would be supporting and promoting research activities at BUET. And as a whole, that would be actually building a research and innovation ecosystem. And three main objectives that would be served, that would be fulfilled by that particular center. In short, which is called RISE, Research and Innovation Center for Science and Engineering. And these three particular objectives would be supporting and promoting research activities and developing partnership, collaboration, and linkage with government, with industry, with other academia within the country, outside the country, and incubating and transferring technology. You know that even our students, undergraduate students, they come up with very good ideas, even from their sessional projects, fourth year sessional projects, fourth year or third year sessional projects. They come up with very good small projects, but we don't incubate those. We don't transfer those technologies to the market. We don't nurture those technologies or those ideas. So this particular office would be serving these purposes. And the second objective that you are seeing here, developing partnership, collaboration, and linkage, I personally think that that would be feeding both the first objective that we are seeing here and also the third objective, because we need lots of grants and support from the industry to support and promote research activities at BUET for our teachers and students. And at the same time, we need support from the industry and the government to incubate and transfer technology that we would be, our teachers and students would be coming up from doing innovative and cutting edge research and innovation. So these three are the main core objectives that we are pursuing for the last 4 years. And definitely we started from number one, starting with promoting research activity at BUET, and then we are also supporting all the example that I gave in the beginning. From my personal experience, we are supporting all those kind of challenges that our teachers come up with in that everyday research endeavors. And we then started developing partnership and collaboration and linkages with industry, including our alumni, individual alumni as well, and alumni as association and groups, and definitely the government within Bangladesh. And we are also making partnership with government to incubate and transfer technology from the innovation and research outcomes of our teachers and students. We basically started with few things that would change the direction or the mindset of the activities of our teachers in the beginning, because we felt that that was very important to change the mindset, change the drives of our teachers, because our teachers are very much capable, we believe. So we need to change their mindset. We need to bring them back to the laboratories so that they would be spending more and more time in their research endeavors. That's why we started with some incentive program that if they publish some high quality journal papers, we would be giving them incentives, 1.5 lakh Bangladeshi taka for publishing a very good quality journal. We have some metrics to figuring out which kind of journal papers would be qualifying for this incentive. So that actually worked very well. I would be showing a view graph in a moment that you would be seeing that actually many teachers took it very seriously, because you see that that's a handsome amount of money, and very teachers took it very seriously, and actually they are spending a lot of time now doing research. And we started another thing. You know that in Bangladesh, it's very difficult to get research grant. Actually, there are not many opportunities to find grants or funds for research. Only there are very insignificant amount of research grants available from government initiatives. There are few initiatives from, for example, from Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Education, Ministry of ICT, and few others. Those are not very regular, but Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Education, these two are sort of regular. I personally am involved in these two initiatives, Ministry of Science and Technology and Ministry of Education. But if you look at the numbers for the entire country, Ministry of Education, they have sort of a budget of 20 crore taka, and Ministry of Education also, they have a budget of 20 crore taka per year for the entire country, for the entire nation, for research fund. And the university also gets a little bit of funding from the UGC, which actually is spent for a postgraduate thesis mostly. Like when the student submits a master's thesis proposal or PhD thesis proposal, they get some kind of support from that fund. So basically, if you want to do some kind of cutting edge research, the expenses that you need to spend, you need to support for your research. You need the support for your research. You cannot get from some other means. So we started. That's why we started this basic research grant that at least the teachers get some leeway, that they would be having some fund they wouldn't need to spend from their own pocket. That's why if I am a professor from BUET, then I would be eligible to get 3 lakh taka every 2 years. It is for every 2 years from the university. And then we started from RISE another initiative, which we call internal research grant. This is on a competitive basis. That every year we have a budget of 2 crore taka, and on a competitive basis, we give this as grant money. Teachers, they can compete, they can submit their research proposals against a call for proposal, and then those proposals go through a screening review process, a rigorous screening process. Then we give them up to 20 lakh taka per proposal. So this is the outcome of the publication incentive. We started in the beginning of 2021, and you see that how it rose over these 4 years. Yeah, you can see the growth. So it really made an impact. You can see that in the last financial year, it has rose. It rose to 251 from 95, then 137 to 175 to 251. So it made quite an impact among the teachers. And these are not the entire number of publications. These are the publications that actually that fulfill the criteria of publication incentive that was set by the BUET syndicate. And these are the internal research grant initiative. Every year we had a budget of 2 crore taka. These are all from BUET initiative, our internal initiative. BUET allocated 2 crore taka for this RISE internal research grant, and each year we solicited proposals from our teachers. And for 2021, we received 45 grant proposals. 2022, it was 32. 2023, it was 29. And each year, around 10 proposals were granted, were given the grants, and maximum grant was 20 lakh Bangladeshi taka for each proposal. And each of these proposals are reviewed by 10 independent reviewers. Then it also goes through 2 committees, and then the final decision is made whether that would be offered the grant or not. And then we started another initiative that was sort of a relatively out-of-box initiative, I would rather say. We thought that back in 2022, when we have already started quite a few things, like we are giving teachers publication incentives. We have started giving teachers the basic research grants. So teachers are back in the labs. They are doing their research much more vigorously compared to what they were doing before. And also through their research initiatives, our postgraduate students have come into the loop. Now we thought that maybe it's time to do something more for our undergrads. So we started an initiative where we were giving undergrad student research grant. So we started with a 50 lakh taka budget, and we started in 2020 2. And in the first year, we received 150 grant applications from our fourth year students from all the departments of BUET. These are open for all the departments of BUET. And in the first year, we received 150 applications. These are also like the grant applications we write for other grant opportunities, but it's a little bit short, like between 2 to 3 pages, but still it's a grant application. So students have to write a background, they have to justify their budget, they have to write what outcomes they would be expecting when they uh, uh, implement their project. Those sort of things are there. So, but these are completely student projects. They would have to have a supervisor endorsed by the supervisor, but endorsement from the supervisor, but it would be completely a student project. And we received a very good response from the students. And you see that in the first year, we received 150 grant applications, and 150 actually means at least 300 students took part, because most of these grant applications had groups. So group sizes are between 2 to 4. So even if there were 2 students, then it was at least 300 students. So in a class in BUET, it is roughly now 1,200 students. So this number was quite impressive in the first year, even if it in the first initiative back in 2022. Now, in our most recent initiative, it was the number rose to 205 grant applications. So more than 400 students took part in the grant application, and we gave 79. We gave or awarded grants for 79 projects. So as I was saying in the beginning, we are supporting the research initiatives of our teachers and students. We are trying to build an ecosystem. So that is one part. So we are supporting the research and innovation initiatives of our teachers and students. Now we are also trying to make partnership, collaboration, and linkages with government, industry, as well as with our alumni. So for last few years, we have made very close ties with our government as well as industry. And we have also extended our arms to our alumni to make bridges with them. So we here I am just I have given just a snapshot of what we have done. This is just a view graph of few of our activities, few of our agreements that we have signed during this time, but this is not all. We have signed hundreds of agreements in last 4 years, and we have tried to invite government, industry people sort of every week. Every other week, you would see that some government ministerial people or high officials from government or industry people, industry R&D head, or some MD, CEO, they are visiting our place, they are talking to our teachers, our students. We try to make that connection, make that relationship between the BUET teachers, BUET students, and the stakeholders that we need to connect with. That was the initiative, and that was the drive that we pursued in last few years. Since we developed this, we established this center. And I believe actually when we developed this center back in 2020, it was relatively a difficult period at the time. Now we went through a difficult period. It was the thick of the COVID period at that moment. You see that September 2020, when we started building this center. And then also there came the economic downturn, globally as well as nationally in Bangladesh. So lots of things were there, but still we could make some inroads to the industry and to the government. We made quite a few collaboration. Several projects came through these initiatives. We had projects coming through these initiatives from RISE. We had uh, uh, we received funds from, for example, GPH Path. You can see the name of GPH Path here. We received funds from Polycables. We received funds from Chittagong Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We received fund from, we did something together with Techno India Group. We are building a national lab with Bangladesh Energy and Power Research Council. We received funds from Unilever Bangladesh Limited, and several others are also there, which are not shown in this particular slide, because we actually signed hundreds of agreements in the last 4 years. And we also have built a lab from support from Walton. So we had few successes, but definitely this is a long way to go. And it's a difficult road. From my perspective and from my experience, I can say that it's really difficult. Bangladesh at this moment is still not ready for this kind of academia industry collaboration. Not completely ready. They're getting ready, I would rather say, but not completely ready. We are trying. We have tried a lot. We have put a lot of effort. We are trying. We are knocking the doors. It takes some more time, but we are making inroads. So this is a view graph. You would see that how we have grown in terms of funding in last 4 years. This would give you some idea. When it started back in 2020-21, this is the first, this from in terms of financial year. So we started in September 2020. So we got only few months back in the first financial year. It was less than 1 crore. Then it was 4.37 crore. Then it was 5.15 crore in 2022-23. Then in the last financial year, we had more than 7 crore. And in this financial year, in the last 3 months, we have more than 2.5 crore. And so if we grow at the same rate, it should be more than 10 crore at the end of this financial year. So we are growing steadily. I would say that it should be somewhere between 30 to 50 crore. Then I would say that it's good from the perspective of where we are at this moment, as well as if we look at few things nationally, then I would say that that's a good number. If we are between 30 to 50 crore annually, this is annually financial per financial year. And this is the funding for each of the research area that are being pursued at this moment. You would see that lots of grants are being utilized in climate, environment, disaster management in these kind of areas, but also sizable funds are being used in machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, electrical vehicles, these areas. So this is quite a mixed scenario. So lots of department, a lot of experts from lots of different backgrounds are used, being pursuing lots of different areas. So lots of different things are being researched at this moment. And by the way, in this view graph, I am showing only what we have received so far, what actually landed in our bank account, not what has been placed or what has been committed. In this view graph, we are showing both what we have received as well as what has been committed. So this is a comparison. What we have received this is also what we have received. What we have received. What are the sources nationally and internationally? And you see that our international sources are much more important to us compared to the national sources, because there are a few international sources from where we have a very big grant amount. There are few research projects which are getting crores of taka from few international sources, especially doing research in the areas of environment, climate change. In those research areas, we have quite a big projects from international sources. So recently we have from the beginning of this year, we have started also doing something in partnership with UNESCO. We are trying to integrate industry in higher education system in partnership with UNESCO, where we will be promoting practical learning and industry experience of our students, practical learning and also industry experience of our students, and would be also at the same time fostering research on circularity, sustainability, and AI integrated digital technologies to contribute towards sustainable development of the country. We'd be encouraging and supporting research activities and open science and developing an innovation ecosystem. And we'd be advocating indigenous and novel innovations for the benefit of society and creating pathways for laboratory to market innovations. And these things would be done. We are doing these things individually as well as for this particular initiative in partnership with UNESCO. We'd be doing this together with UNESCO. So we are supporting and promoting research and innovation initiatives of our teachers and students. We are making collaboration, making bridges, linkages with industry, government. And now the third objective that I showed in the beginning, I discussed a little bit in the beginning, that we also want to incubate the technology, and we want to promote startup entrepreneurship at BUET. That's why we also started our initiative toward that end. That came a little bit late because we first started with our first objective, then the second objective, then actually we started with our third objective. Now this is going on in full swing at this moment. So the first initiative that we took, that we saw that we don't have any intellectual property policy at BUET at that moment. So whenever you come up with some innovation, then if you want to file a patent application, then you don't know what relationship you have with BUET regarding that patent, or how you would be proceeding with the patent application. And this particular view graph is actually from the actual book or actual draft, which has been approved by the syndicate. So back in 2022, actually we this initiative was taken before, not exactly in 2022. It was taken a few years before, but it was left middle way. Then we took it back. We took it up back, and in 2022 we revised the draft, which was unfinished, and then we proceeded with the draft for passing it by the syndicate. And then after several round of reviews, then it was passed by the syndicate back in 2022. So now in BUET, we have an intellectual property policy. Probably even at this moment, if not all, most of the universities don't have in BUET, and most of the institutions don't have in Bangladesh. They don't have any intellectual property policy. So researchers don't know how to proceed with intellectual property. Though in most of the institutions, researchers don't have awareness, and they don't know how to proceed or how to protect their intellectual property, or what relationships they do have with the institutions they work with regarding the intellectual property. And now we have a policy in place. We have started filing patent, but still just we are learning how to do these kind of things, how to work with patents and sort of other intellectual properties. But we are learning, we are growing in this kind of things. And uh, also what we are doing, we are developing a place. The work is going on at this moment. This is from the design, but this design is being implemented, and sort of 90% work is already done. The finishing touch is being given at this moment. We are building an incubation hub. So the support that we are giving, from that support, the innovation that would come up, uh, we can now incubate those innovations in our place. So the students or even the young faculty members could book a place. They can get some office space in this incubation hub. And we are also building small labs where they would be able to build the prototypes of those labs, of their innovations. And we are also giving them space where they would be able to have their own meetings with industry people if they want to uh, pitch their ideas before the industry, interested industry people, industry members, uh, and investors, and other stakeholders as well. This is going on. And very recently, what we are doing, we have started innovation and entrepreneurship, few innovation and entrepreneurship programs. We have started a venture building program where students are being mentored by experts. We have started our first cohort batch in the last month, and where at this moment 51 students are being mentored by uh, national from mentors from within the country as well as from outside the country. Uh, 51 students are 51 students. They have actually come up with 12 ideas, and in 12 groups they are being mentored, and they are also going through different innovation entrepreneurship lecture series, certificate courses. So this is a 12-week course, and hopefully after 12-week course, they would have some hands-on experience about how they can become entrepreneurs, as well as how they can start their own startup if they want to choose that path. And that would go on. This is just sort of the first cohort program we have started, but now it would go on. In each semester, we would start one such cohort program for each of the batches in BUET. So this would go on, and hopefully the support that we are giving from that, the research support and innovation support that we're giving from that research innovation support from that ecosystem, the innovation that would come up, we are bridging the industry. So from that bridge, we'd be getting some funding. We are giving the funds from our own pocket at this moment, most of the funds, but we are trying to make a connection with the industry and the government. And we have also started getting funds from the industry and the government so that our model becomes sustainable. And as well as when we have innovations from these initiatives, we can bring those initiatives to the incubation hub. And if those initiatives or innovations are incubated, those could be taken up by the industry, that could go to the market, and the technology could be transferred to the market, and that could serve the nation, I hope. So that's the model we are pursuing, and that's the model that at this moment working for BUET. We have had a few successes at this moment, but a long way to go. And definitely it would need a national model as well, because BUET cannot make it sustainable alone. We would need national initiatives as well. Nationally, we need such models. You know that nationally we have few initiatives. Those are not very comprehensive, as well as not coordinated well. So we need also coordinated initiatives nationally, so that we have this kind of sustainable initiatives at the university level as well as at the national level. So thank you very much. I took quite a bit of time. Thanks for listening me with your patience.
Thank you, Professor Talukdar, and thanks everyone. So I think the from the audience, please go ahead and introduce yourself and ask questions.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
I'm actually 94 intermediate Tripoli batch. So I'm at Texas Tech right now, Texas Tech University. So I have a question. I have actually served in a lot of review panels in USA, including NSF, National Science Foundation, and National Institute of Health, and also NSERC in Canada. So I have noticed the way they do the reviews are really very stringent. And I think this is one of the reasons they can bring out the cream from a lot of applications. Like, for example, there is conflict of interest, there is multiple layers of reviewers. So that means there is sort of like, it is very similar to how US government is formed. So the power is actually distributed. Reviewers has a lot of say, but I think they have made something very unique and fair process for review. So my question actually to Dr. Anis is that what is the review process you do? Because nowadays you are getting a lot of applications. Seems like you have to reject. Looks like to me like 25% or 30% acceptance rate this year. Last year was probably 50% acceptance rate. So how the review process works, and I think improving this is critical to bring out a very good research.
Walaikum assalam, Dr. Bashir. So you are asking about the research grants we offer to the teachers. This one, right?
Research grants review process, right?
Yeah, right. So the review process that we follow at this moment. So once we receive the proposals, first we have a screening process. We have a few basic criteria that must be fulfilled by the applicant. So if those are violated, then those would be disk rejected. Then if the first screening process, the proposals go through the first screening process, then each of the proposals are sent to three expert reviewers, three individual reviewers. And how we choose those reviewers? Usually we choose one from within the BUET, one from outside BUET but within the country, and one from outside country. That is how we choose. And they send the review reports, and we take those review reports, and then we have a committee. They then review the reviews, and they then make the recommendation. They then forward those recommendation. We have a board of governors to that board of governors, and then board of governors they make the final decision.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I will be very happy if you need any like external reviewer outside of US. I think there's lots of expertise in USA.
Sure,
Sure, a lot of them will be interested, but as well as I'm be very happy to look at some review.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we have sent to our North American alumni several of North American alumni before. Depending on the proposals we received, matching the expert areas. So definitely, we would be happy if you can help us out.
Thank you. That was my question. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. I think now I actually kind of remember Bashir too. Just by the face and 94 intermediate.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, so Rashid.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a quick question. So this is Rashid. I'm from University of Nevada, Reno. I'm an assistant professor in chemical engineering. So I have a very quick question. So like the students who are working in these projects, do you actually do some sort of educational assessment? And do you allow these students to come to US and be like the exchange students for different grant programs? Like, is there any kind of initiatives or any kind of thought process that's currently going on in this area?
I am not sure whether I got your question completely, but let me try if I can answer your question. So in these proposals for the RISE internal research grant, this is from BUET's own fund. So what we do, we have a mandatory condition here that for each research project, there must be one research assistant. Without a research assistant, no project would be awarded. So, and that research assistant must be a master's student or a PhD student of BUET. That is a mandatory condition. And since it's BUET's fund, BUET's own fund, this fund cannot be shown as expense for anyone outside BUET. So that means no collaborative activities cannot be shown as an expense from this fund. But if some project is going on from external funding, then definitely there could be such sort of arrangement that some student from other university would be coming, visiting BUET, and he or she would be supported from that fund.
No, I'm talking about like, can we pick these students as exchange students and give them like a research experience here in US? Like, do you allow that kind of experience?
Or not from this grant?
No, they are not going to use the grant money, but
or
they
just
are
exchange program.
students. They want...
Obviously, exchange program is always very welcome.
Is there any initiatives already there?
Yes. We here actually I should we actually have signed agreements with several universities where we are promoting exchange programs. We have signed several agreements with several universities as well. This is, you see that actually this is up to 29 May 2023, and also not all agreements are shown here. So we have signed quite a few agreements, and we support, and definitely we are very happy if such exchange programs are there.
Thank you.
Okay, Samuel.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Samuel Hassan. I'm an associate professor in civil engineering department in University of Central Florida. I think this overall, this is a very impressive amount of activities that have been done at BUET. I was certainly not aware of these things. I mean, these are really good. As in the US, we are very much familiar with Office of Research and Commercialization. I think you are also going to, you have already established similar kind of things, and probably because BUET is the top institution, so it's going to be much more active in future. My question was related to like this internal grant you are submitting, you are funding. Is there any collaboration? So do you encourage your faculty members to collaborate with international or local partners? I understand that they can still be spend that money within BUET, but they can still, will they be encouraged to collaborate with outside?
Yes, yes. Actually, we in our guideline we specifically say that if collaborative activities are there, then they would be prioritized.
Another thing is that we hire a lot of undergraduate, BUET undergraduate students, master's students. So if you have a list of students, or if you have the projects listed, and I looked into the website, I didn't see like the projects, what projects have been funded, or who worked on this project, who was a faculty member. If you have those information in your website, it would have been much beneficial both for the students and both for the faculty members, because they will get a lot of exposure to the international, because the students are kind of a pipeline for the US academic system, and people would be more interested to have someone who has some prior research experience. So this is just a suggestion.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, we actually couldn't do everything that we should have done, and we would like to do. You definitely got an idea that we have started with a lot of things, but we are in short of manpower. Most of the things are doing from scratch, so it's taking a bit of time, but your suggestion is really important, and definitely that is also in our plan, that making everything available online, so that anybody can get that sort of information, what projects are being done by students, teachers, those sort of information. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anything else?
Follow-up question?
Yeah, sure.
So I think one of the things that intrigued me is like the entrepreneurship part later in your talk. So would you please tell us like what are the other ongoing efforts right now in BUET, and like is it possible to team up with those faculty members who are running different kinds of entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial projects?
Actually, if you want to team up with faculty members, then you have to let us know any specific initiative also from your end, so that we can through that information among our faculty members, then we can help you team up with our faculty members, because like faculty members, they work on different areas, different groups, different topics in their departments, in their individual faculties. What we do, we sort of provide them a platform to work together. We sort of arrange several kind of programs, we take several kind of initiatives so that they get enabled, they get empowered in those through those initiatives. Like at this moment, we are doing this venture building program and other sort of certificate course, innovation entrepreneurship lecture series for our students, so that they would be able to learn how to become entrepreneurs. But specifically, teachers or faculty members are doing many things. So if you are interested about a particular project or particular topic, then if you let us know that you are interested in this particular area and you want to work with BUET, you are looking for a team, looking for a faculty member, looking for students, then if you let us know about that, then we can circulate. We have built a few channels through which we can communicate. Like we have built a research portal for all our teachers and students. So through that, we can actually post all our information so everybody can get those information. So if you let us know, then we can communicate with our teachers and students and also team them up with you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So you know that I serve as kind of like the facilitator. So typically I don't ask questions or like make comments, but and I'm kind of here. It's getting a little bit biased and like a bit emotionally connected with BUET as an alumni. I would like to actually like share a few observations that I made. It might have some logistics, like when I looked at like the rise internal grants where the faculty of BUET they can like participate. I think like the gradually as we advanced, like the number of proposals they were reducing. But on the other hand, for the students research program, there the number was actually that going up. So that actually shows that the students are highly motivated, because when I look at the student research grant like 2020, it was 150 grant applications, and you look at 2024, it's 205, right? So it's actually the students are getting so nearly like as Professor Talukdar was suggesting, that it means that 400 students out of 1200, so 1/3 of the students they are already involved in that side, the research and innovation. So that's obviously a very encouraging sign. And but so my point is like that I just like to actually make sure about something like here is the one, right? 45 grant applications from the faculty. 2023 it's actually 30. That the BUET alumni, or in general, like it's a huge pool of people. Many of them they live abroad, and they are eager to actually like to partner and to give back. And giving back is not always like just simple bubble talk, nor just like the cash. I think there are many ways, as like the both Samuel and Rashid, this is like then I have shared with you like the I think the more and more that we actually get the alumni involved in all of these activities, this is going to get a lot of momentum and traction. It's actually like the everyone is always nostalgic. The more people get older, they become more and more nostalgic. They would like to give back. And I think like as BUET opens up, as other institutions of Bangladesh, they open up to their alumni, whether they are living abroad or whether they are living in Bangladesh, like it's going to be actually beneficial for like the institutions overall in general. So as in like as an educational leader, as a thought leader in Bangladesh, yeah, that would be at a personal level my plea to you and to your colleagues and others, like that to really seriously consider about that part, like that let's get the alumni involved.
Yes, that would be very helpful for BUET, definitely. And that would be very encouraging for BUET and other institutions as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so thank you so much, Professor Talukdar. I know this is too early, but like thanks for joining us. It is a recorded session, so we are going to actually post it in our YouTube channel, and so I'm 100% sure that we will have many internal discussions, like how we can get involved, and we will be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
Thank you.
and
Thank you
thanks
all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.